it's finger licking good. And SPPC 76 Circle K. Take it easy.
Half a day, I'm Mitsuki Hirayama. You're watching KUAM News Weekend Edition. Thanks for joining us. While we continue to keep an eye on the developing weather, Jason Solis has the latest on tropical storms in Laku.
Jenna Gamindi Blas, who is with the Office of Civil Defense and Homeland Security. Jenna, some extraordinary news has come out just over the last 12 hours as our island continues to prepare for what's now a tropical storm, but expected to intensify, although it's moving slowly. So what's going on with the island as far as prep?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we have been seeing with our partners with National Weather Service is that the models have remained consistent. There is a possibility for the island, and they have said this previously and continue, that there is a possibility for the island to have an impact of possible Category 3 to Category 4 typhoon. So looking at that, we want to make sure that we prepare the island as much as possible and prepare for the worst case scenario. We always have hope that there's going to be some little shifts, but regardless, we can't expect tropical storm force winds, possibility of typhoon force winds as well. So right now we're reminding the community, especially now, the weather's looking very nice, but you want to stay out of the water. There remains hazardous surf and seas. Right now there is a high surf advisory out, as well as a high risk of rip currents. Make those preparedness efforts now while you can, while the weather is clear. We provided guidance regarding taking down canopies, taking down signs, making sure that debris are cleared from your home, and make sure you have your emergency plan set in stone. So maybe if you're looking at the possibility of going to an emergency shelter, you want to make those efforts now. Do not wait for any advance notice regarding shelter locations. That type of information will come out of the Joint Information Center. But again, if you are able to make those emergency plans now, speak with your family, your friends. If you are living in a home that needs where you do need to be sheltered in a hardened structure, you want to make those efforts and those coordination efforts now.
Absolutely, of course. And our friends at Civil Defense, as well as the National Weather Service, putting out updates every 6 hours, everybody. The numbers you want to know are 3939, 3 p.m., 9 p.m., 3 a.m., 9 a.m. Just make sure to check them out on any social media platforms or their websites. They're really on top of this. So, Jenna, what are you seeing as far as the mayors and at the village and the municipality level as far as preparedness?
Yeah, so those big coordination efforts are heavily underway, and they have been really since as early as Thursday, I believe. But we continue our coordination meetings with the mayor's offices, with the respective mayors and what's happening in their villages. Those requests that they need for their villages are also being made through our Emergency Operations Center. So those coordination efforts are underway, including all government of Guam agencies and those updates that have been provided through the Joint Information Center.
Okay, and then when we go into condition of readiness 2, and that is expected sometime this weekend, what will the change be as far as closures, preparedness, expectant mothers having to check in with the hospitals and things of that nature?
Yeah, so you can expect all of those updates to come out of the Joint Information Center. We are continuing to receive advanced notification about what that looks like once we go into condition of readiness 2. But until then, we'll make sure that we have that information set and ready to go once we do change that condition of readiness. And once the governor makes that decision.
Okay, now, of course, Jenna, we're going to be talking to you a lot over the next few days and everything, but final word on what our people should just know about what to expect.
Well, when we look back at Typhoon Mawar, the one thing that we've been trying to reiterate is make sure that you check in with your family and friends, really that community that you built from your response efforts from Typhoon Mawar. Check in with that community again, especially if you have manumku or neighbors that you know that don't tune into social media or check in with the internet, making sure that your community is aware of what's happening. That's the best thing that we can do is create that awareness now. Again, the weather looks very nice for the next couple of days. You want to take advantage of this nice weather because we are expecting that inclement weather to arrive as early as Sunday evening.
Okay, so Jenna Blas down at Civil Defense. Jen, thanks so much.
Thank you.
A new lifeline is hitting the streets, bringing hot meals, hope, and human connection directly to those who need it most. The Salvation Army's new Namizu mobile meal program is now serving up more than just food. It's filling critical gaps for Guam's homeless community. Jonigan Charfris reports from Hagåtña.
The Salvation Army's initiative Namizu, which means Your Food, was launched in mid-March, and they're set up at various areas. On Thursday, I followed the team of volunteers to
Angel Santos Park, and we move around to find some people that are in need. And for example, we have our second stop here at the Basilica, and then we move to other location where we can find people congregating, and we identify that they are really in need.
Salvation Army Corps Officer and Micronesia Coordinator Major Eric Tamale.
It's a mobile ministry where we deliver food to our friends out here that are needing food or no resources that they can find to fill their hungry tummy.
He says when they pull up with the food,
The reaction that I say is a joy on their face, knowing that we are coming and serving them on this day, because the second this is the third time that we are doing this, and some people are anticipating. And I would like to shout out to the Park and Recreation Police Department for doing the information dissemination about this program. So we greatly appreciate them informing the community that usually congregate in areas like that in the park. So they are the one who's bringing the word out there, and we're so grateful for that kind of partnership.
prior to making their deliveries, the team preps the food at the Salvation Army facility in Mingilao.
We are utilizing our newly renovated kitchen. The renovation was funded by the Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints, and we're also thankful for their partnership for funding our program. In addition to that, they purchased a vehicle for us to be used for this mobile ministry.
Meals will vary in the program. At times, the menu may be determined by culinary students based on what they're learning in school. Other times, the Salvation Army will prepare the menu for volunteers to cook. Tamale says they're looking for volunteers to cook for them. He estimated that each meal costs roughly $10 to prepare and noted that donations are welcome to help source the ingredients for the meals. Namidu takes place on Tuesdays and Thursdays, starting off at 11:30 a.m. at Angel Santos Park in Hagana. Jonagan Charfris, KUAM News.
Thanks, Joan. Now to education news. The Home of the Voyagers is gearing up for an event this weekend, highlighting the power of partnership in education. This Saturday, Jose Rios Middle School is slated to host its third annual Community Awareness and Resources for Educational Success event at the Agana Shopping Center. The event is a school-led initiative aimed at connecting JRMS students and families with critical resources, featuring a variety of local organizations and agencies that will provide more information about family support services, education programs, and health and wellness. The day will also be filled with fun as participants can enjoy live student performances, interactive displays, booths, and raffle prizes. Again, don't miss out on the third iteration of the CARES event this Saturday, April 11th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Agana Shopping Center. Continuing with our coverage on education, the Committees on Education and on Child Welfare will hold a joint roundtable discussion on special education and disability services next Tuesday. The discussion is aimed at improving SPED and disability services through policy and legislation. It will further explore key issues like access to services, workforce shortages, and barriers to service delivery. Also on the agenda, policy solutions covering recruitment and retention strategies and interagency coordination. Stakeholder input from families, providers, and advocates will also be heard, as priority recommendations will also be discussed. Written testimony is being accepted and could be submitted by email to contact@senatorvinceborja.com. The committee requests testimonies be submitted at least 48 hours prior to the hearing. Again, the joint roundtable is slated for Tuesday, April 14 at 2 p.m. at the Guam Congress Building. Guam Memorial Hospital is taking steps to strengthen pediatric emergency care, hosting a week-long critical care training this month. The PFCCS Training Week runs April 19th through the 23rd, bringing together doctors, nurses, paramedics, and other healthcare professionals for hands-on learning, simulation exercises, and mock emergencies. The program focuses on improving how clinicians respond to life-threatening conditions in children, boosting Guam's overall readiness for pediatric emergencies. While the certification track is full, registration remains open for advanced training sessions happening April 22nd and 23rd. Well, stick around. We have more coming up on Weekend Edition. We have Making Waves with Dabina Coffee. You're watching KUAM.
Spring is here, and it's blooming with savings at Kmart Guam. Step into the season with fresh styles for the whole family. Tackle your spring to-do list with tools for every project. Get everything you need to be spring ready. Find it all this season at Kmart Guam.
Don't need to work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for
wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Brewed with purpose and rooted in culture, a Chamorro-owned coffee company is using every cup to uplift heritage, empower community, and pour back into the preservation of island identity. Jonigan Charfers learns more about Dabina Coffee.
Brewed with purpose and rooted in culture, one Chamorro-owned coffee cart in Portland is doing more than serving drinks. It's sparking conversations, sharing identity, and pouring pride in every cup. Davina Cruz may be based in Oregon, but her roots run deep, with family ties to Jotnya and a childhood shaped by her Chamorro heritage. She says this business was never just about coffee. It was about purpose and honoring her grandmother.
She meant a lot to me growing up, and I had been roasting coffee for about 6 years, and I realized I didn't really want to start my own coffee business until I had like a really good mission or goals. It's kind of funny starting a coffee business, but it not really thinking too much about the coffee. It's more for our culture. It's because I realize like so many people don't know what Chamorro is. They don't know where Guam is.
Cruz created Dabina Coffee as a platform, not just to serve drinks, but to educate, connect, and represent.
I just use it kind of as my platform, my social platform of just driving home of who we are and what we stand for and that we exist. And we have our own language.
The business, now just a year old, started small with support from family, helping her push through the early challenges.
I started very small, and with the tariffs, there were quite a bit of roasters here in Portland that shut down because of the tariffs. And I just did little bits at a time. And thankfully, my dad likes coffee. So he got me through some hard times.
Today, her coffee cart is gaining traction, drawing in customers curious about the culture behind the cup.
But now I have a little coffee cart that I hang out at, and it's been getting through because a lot of people kind of go like, I know I'm mispronouncing this, but people always tend to say, Chamaru, what's that? I get excited. And I'm like, okay, it's Chamorro, but yeah, I mean, yes, please come on in.
And it's not just the story, it's the flavor. A fan favorite, a homemade Letiza syrup, a sweet blend of cinnamon, vanilla, and custard, inspired by a local classic.
I'm really proud that I had made a Letiza coffee syrup. So it's cinnamon, vanilla, custard syrup, and thankfully, people who are even from the islands, they tasted within my espresso latte drink, and they're like, "Oh, it tastes just like Letiza." I'm like, every time a Chamorro person drinks this, I'm always like, "Please tell me it tastes like Letiza." Like, every time I'm like, just watching, please, but. I'm very happy and proud of that one, and it's my bestseller regardless of where people are from, and that's the drink that's getting me through. That's paying the bills.
From islanders to visitors traveling from Seattle, her reach is growing, and so is the impact.
I get some regulars, quite a bit. I've gotten quite a bit of people coming in from like Seattle, Washington, to come to the cart, which is crazy. Just because I'm like, why would all the way from there? That's great. But I have regulars and a lot of people who are just walking by and wondering. I have like half a day on like the windows and things like that, and then other Chamorro people just get excited seeing half a day. They're like, hold up, wait a minute, like let me stop here. But I'm pretty happy because it's actually quite a bit of islanders.
And next, an even bigger dream is brewing. Cruz hopes to open a full-scale Chamorro bakery and cafe, featuring local flavors and collaborating with chef Ed Sablon.
actually in the next few months. I'm hoping in July, I'm actually opening a full-blown Chamorro bakery cafe with a baker and chef, a Chamorro baker and chef, and to make some fun Chamorro bites and my specialty coffee, and we're opening it together hopefully in July. And it was just and we're just so excited.
Her message to anyone passing through Portland: come for the coffee, stay for the culture.
Come grab a cup. I mean, I just, always spread that Chamorro love. Come stop by. You don't have to come grab a drink, but just come celebrate the culture with me.
From Guam roots to a growing platform in the Pacific Northwest, this is more than a business. It's a brewed reminder that culture, identity, and community can travel far, one cup at a time.
Freedom, that's a cheap thing. Freedom to ignore this, that's a cheap thing. Sacrificing facial hair to nature and involuntary blood donations, cheap things. No one signs up for an 800-pound bear chase, but if it happens, cheap thing. VIP parking, exfoliating, treating gravity like a suggestion, saying it'll dry. Free-range parenting, forgetting if that's a moose or an elk, all cheap things. Remembering without saying it, couldn't be more of a cheap thing. Sweating your tail off, freezing your tail off, an American saving another American's tail. Cheap things. Making a cheap vehicle for only people with cash like him? Not a cheap thing. Or confusing capability with unaffordability? No, not a cheap thing. Making adventure affordable? Now that's a cheap thing. So we're bringing you more cheap things this year, because cheap things should be everyone's thing.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Beyond the Game is presented by Gatorade. On the field, on the court, in the game. But what happens beyond the game? Get stories behind the stats, the players behind the plays, and the teams making an impact on and off the field. Join us every weekend on KUAM News Weekend Edition for Beyond the Game, because sports are more than just a score. Only on KUAM, Guam's leader in sports coverage, Beyond the Game is presented by Gatorade. Half a day, everybody. I'm Jason Salas. Now, anytime I get to hang out with, our national teams in any sport, I always jump at the opportunity. And I have three of our very best, 2 players, 1 coach, who are over in Puerto Rico right now. They had a match against the host nation just the other day, and we are setting up for a match against American Samoa. We have Nainoa Norton in the middle, Coach Ross Awa, and then Kai Paul. So, boys, thank you for joining me, man. And, the time difference is kind of weird and everything like that, but I appreciate you guys giving me some of your time.
Yeah, really happy to be here. Thanks for having us.
Okay, interestingly enough, we'll start with Nainoa and Kai. You guys are traveling from, for playing in college and everything like that, meeting the guys out there. Not so much of a far trip for you guys, but, how do you guys maintain, maintain the chemistry, the communication, and make sure that you guys are all locked in and on the same page?
Yeah, we've all known each other for a very long time. So, once we get back into the groove, it's just like normal,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we also we come in a bit early for camp, so we get some time to get used to each other and figure each other's play styles, because we haven't played in a while, and that really helps us get ready for competition. Okay, and then Coach, you've actually given me the privilege of attending some of your practices and everything like that, which I mean are really, really intense. How do you maintain that tempo and that readiness and really make sure that the boys are getting the most out of themselves and working as a coherent unit?
Well, for most of the players, actually, the ones that are overseas, not just in stateside, I do have some players in Japan, but also in Germany as well. I do check in with them to see how they're doing, and make sure that their programs are on top of things as well, to make sure that when we do get together, that everybody's on the same page. So as much as possible, I do check-ins with the players at least every month.
Okay, and for the players, I got to tell you guys, boys, man, you youngsters have no idea what it was like for me and Coach, like way back when we actually had to make like long distance calls. Yeah. You guys have no idea how lucky you guys have it with like WhatsApp.
For real, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
Okay, so let's recap the game versus the host nation, Puerto Rico, and everything. Real good outing by you guys. You guys actually held them 0-0 after one half and everything. So kind of break down. Maybe Coach, we'll start with you. Like, how satisfied were you with that performance, and what more needs to be done?
Well, the first half definitely showed that our team was able to put out a good fight against the host nation, Puerto Rico, who's actually 45 places ahead of us in the FIFA rankings. So for them to have that fight throughout the entire time, it was really good showing from the entirety as a team. Going into the second half, of course, there's a bit of things that we need to start working on a bit more. And then I think with that one, it really shows that, 45 places does make a big difference. But one thing that we need to be realistic about as well is the opposition and what level that their players are playing at. So I think this is something that we look at as a program as well, and an area for us to improve, but also support our players to how do we get them there to that level as well. So when these competitions do come up against other nations like Puerto Rico, we can compete at that level.
What do you see, Coach, as far as like the position players that we have, whether our wings or our forwards and everything like that? Like, what would you say are our strengths right now, and what do you put the most emphasis on?
I think for like when I know and Kai were mentioning is about having that cohesion, bring everybody together. And I think for us, it's, we think about our culture on Guam. We're very familial. So with that is, how do we come together as a unit? It's not just based off of one position or two positions or a specific area within the team. It's us coming together as a unit to give out our best performance on this one.
And I know you always told me every time I interview you, there is something to say about like home field advantage and everything like that. But how much did that weigh into the fact that, like, when the host nation is playing and everybody is, is really high on Puerto Rico right now because, Bad Bunny in the Super Bowl and like everything like that. How was the tempo there, and like what was the energy in that stadium?
First of all, we're blessed to be able to play with an atmosphere like that. This is what we train hard every day for. Of course, there is a factor when we're in Puerto Rico's home turf. They'll have the fans behind them when they're doing good things or not. But as a player, really, it's just about focusing on what we can do on the field and trying to block out the noise.
And then Kai, how do you guys rely? You always go back to your training. You go back to the game that you guys have been playing since you were little kids and everything. How do you actually, like, all of you guys like lock in and say, we know what we have to do? Like, let's just go out there and play our game.
Yeah, I mean, we train, so we know the game plan. We know what we got to do to go out and perform. And doing the interfreshing before games is kind of us saying to each other, like, let's go out there and battle.
Okay, and how much does that mean when you guys are saying, like, our inefresi and everything, and say, like, no matter where we are in the world when we play and everything like that, we know we're going to get the best out of ourselves and we're going to take ourselves to the next level?
It definitely means a lot. Yeah.
Because you guys are hype when you do that.
Yeah, it's the Mattel pride, like that's our, when we go back to the culture of Guam, like that's what our warriors would do before they go into battle. And that's exactly what we try to replicate on the pitch is, okay, we're all here together, no matter where we are in the world, because we haven't really been able to play in Guam on our home turf for the last couple of years. So, when we say that, we're coming together and we have one common goal.
Okay, now interesting game when you guys had the match against Puerto Rico. Like us, they're in American territory. They're like kind of like a little small island. The next match, you guys are one of our neighbors in the Pacific, and I know you guys are getting up for that game against American Samoa because you know they're looking forward to us too. So let's talk about that game and Coach, how you getting the boys ready?
I mean, going into this competition for this next match against American Samoa, definitely making some adjustments to where we need to improve on. But I think overall, we have a sense of a certain goal as a group, right? We're coming to this competition to come out with a positive result, and it's very important for us because it does affect our FIFA ranking. So from here, we look forward to putting a really great performance tomorrow and get the results for Guam.
Beyond the Game is presented by Gatorade. On the field, on the court, in the game. But what happens beyond the game? Get stories behind the stats, the players behind the plays, and the teams making an impact on and off the field. Join us every weekend on KUAM News Weekend Edition for Beyond the Game. Because sports are more than just a score. Only on KUAM, Guam's leader in sports coverage, Beyond the Game is presented by Gatorade.
Now, for a limited time, get our largest pizza at our lowest price. Just $9.99 for our classic New York-style pizza. It's 30% larger than our large, and at only $9.99 for carryout. Don't wait. Order now at your Island Pizza Hut.
I know Vic likes kimchi bowl, so I might grab him one along here. Or two. Okay, maybe just one.
In Myville, brought to you by Pepsi.
Howdy guys, welcome back to another episode of In Myville. Today we strolled up to Jigo and we're stopping by 1+1 Mart. For over 15 years, 1+1 Mart has been a staple convenience and grocery store nestled in the village of Jigo. Specifically right here at Bumaga Building off Route 1. Built on a mom-and-pop foundation, 1+1 Mart sets itself apart with a focus on giving its patrons a mini-mart feel. They have special offers on local vegetables, affordable groceries, and their freshly made pork rice that continues to serve this community day after day. Alright guys, so I actually just found out that their pork rice is actually what we call chicharron. So I actually want to give it a try. Well, that pretty much wraps up this episode of In Myville here at 1+1 Mart. They're open every day from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. and you can follow them on Instagram at 1+1 Mart. So if you ever find yourself nearby, stop by, come say hi, and maybe buy some Pepsi. Thank you to the 1+ Mart crew for sharing your story with us, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of In Myville. Bye.
In Myville, brought to you by Pepsi.
And now here's your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club shoutout sent to us on KUAM.com.
Happy birthday to Padme Madrigal, our favorite KUAM Queen and Snowberry friend. You light up a room, Padme. We love you and we wish you many blessings and have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day.
Want to wish your special someone a happy birthday? Just click the QR code here on your screen or email birthdayclub@kuam.com.
Happy birthday to our very own Padme and to everyone out there celebrating tonight. That's going to do it for us here on Weekend Edition. Visit KUAM.com or follow us at KUAM News on social media for the latest news. For now, I'm Mitsuki Hirayama. Have a good night.